Hello everyone, this is Drist, playing Shroud of the Avatar, spiritual successor to Ultima Online, and this is day 1 of my little 30-day grind with a new character to see how far I can advance them. And we are outside of the Brittany's here. I moved from Blood Bay up to here. I like to do my stuff up here because my guild town is up here and there's a lot of resources and stuff I need up here, so this is where I'm at. And the Brittany's, you can find it on your map, probably about the middle area there. It's kind of hard to miss. Couple things to note. I deleted my other character to create this one, and my other character was part of Lunar Dragons. And one thing I noticed when I created this new character, this new character is part of Lunar Dragons too, so apparently your guild membership carries over when you delete a character and add a new one. And the other thing I noticed is that your friends list also carries over, so this is something to remember. My other character had these people as friends and stuff, and as I created this new character was also friends with the same people that the other character was. So that's something to remember if you ever delete one character and add another one. So we're going to go into Brittany's here. I'm going to meet up with my other person, Shroud, and he's going to hook us up with some gear. And while I'm loading in here, I'm going to talk briefly about the route I'm going to take this person here. I have a build in my head here, and this is kind of the build that I'm going to shoot for initially. It's all about area effect, because I like to run, and when I'm adventuring, I'll round up the mobs and hammer them to death with area effect stuff. So for that, we have Earthquake here, and then we have Meteor Shower, and while those two are going on, of course, Obsidian Arrow is going to be my third skill. So these would be my main combat attack skills, and are going to be unlocked in the first 4 slots. And then I could play around with the stacking thing and like I like to do. And then of course Mind Lock here, because when I get a stack of 4 or stack of 5 or whatever the case may be, I can hang on to it until I need it. So that's what Mind Lock is there for. And then of course I'm all about I like damage avoidance is my main defensive thing. And so for that, this is a heavy armor, so I'll be wearing chain, is Glancing Blow, and Fortified Defense. And of course, you got to keep yourself healed, right? While you're running around hammering stuff to death. So these are my main healing abilities right here. And of course, I'm learning. I like to kite stuff a lot. So dash would be allow me to keep my speed up while I'm doing that. So that's my build. That's what I'm going to be shooting for. And if we look at that, that means that the Earth Tree, the Life Tree, and the Moon Tree would be my main focus there. So my focus will be to get all these up to about level 40 or 50 initially, which would boost my attunement up pretty high. Well, not pretty high, it'll boost my attunement up so that I can actually be pretty effective. And then from there, we'll go from there. So that's the initial goal. Also, my route that I'm taking is kind of spread out. So Mind Lock is down here, I'll have to train through here. And Fortified Defense is actually down here, so I'm going to have to train through there. So I have a lot of stuff to unlock. And I think it's going to be fun though. So we are here to meet up with Shroud, and Shroud is right up here, and he's sitting on his butt. Get up, you! And we're going to trade because he has some stuff for me. He offered to loan me his gear. Is that nope, that's not Shroud. Shroud offered to loan me his gear, so we're going to do that until I can get her own set of gear. And obviously with the mage, we're all about that intelligence. So this gear that he's wearing, he's a mage as well, is all about intelligence. And so the gear has the intelligence stats on it, so it'll work out perfect for her. It's not tailored specific to Earth exactly, but I guess early on it's not going to matter. I can get some gear later on that's tailored specific for Earth or whatever. But for now, this will be my starter gear for her, if you will. So we're going to take that. Basically, we're stripping him nude. We're going to take that. And we're going to give her some gold. We'll have to pay him back for this, obviously. Very generous of him. So 15,000 will be enough gold to start it off with. And that's that. Accept that trade. And of course she has to accept her trade. Now, get her out of this newbie gear. And there we go. So, I've done nothing with her yet. I have not adventured with her or anything. But this is what we're going to be starting off with. Her intelligence at base stats with its gear on, boost her up to 73. So, that's pretty good. Damage avoidance 16. Yeah, so now from here, I think my first objective, my first goal is building up my experience pool. As a new character, I don't have a lot in it, but we are going to go out and we're going to adventure and we're going to build it up, and that'll be my first goal, because this training is all about this pool. This pool is your lifeblood, and there's a tutorial on my website that explains it in more detail, but the gist of it is the higher this pool is, the faster this stuff will train. Because what it does, it draws a percentage from this pool to the relevant skill that you're training, which clearly if you have a bigger number here, that percentage will be bigger that's being pulled from it. So when I first started off the other character, I started off with a 500,000 base pool that I never dropped below it. But I think I'm going to change that up with her, and I'm going to have a 1 million base pool with her. So that'll be my initial goal, is to go out into the wilds. I'm avoiding the quest and stuff. I'm not a big quest person, so I didn't go to the Highvale outskirts or any of those. Skip past that. I'm going straight into certain areas in the map that I like to adventure and grind XP. And we're going to build this pool up to 1 million. Probably take it up to 1.2 million before I actually train anything. And from 1 million to 2, we will come back and I will show you how I like to train my characters. And so, like I said, this was day 1, and so I'm going to hit the fields and hit the adventure zones, and I will check back here in a bit. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, change of plan. I've decided to touch on a couple more things before I go out into the field. As a very new player, I would recommend strongly that you do the following. Right click on each of one of these trees and it gives you a drop down menu of options, and I would recommend changing all of them to maintain all. And what that does is if there's anything in these trees that are training, it'll change them to either it'll change them to maintain all status. And I believe, let's try something here. That one's training, right? Let's say I go to maintain all there. If it can't be maintained all, it'll change to not training. And the reason I would recommend doing this as a new player, you do not want to have everything training at one time. That will drain this pool down to nothing real quick. And without a pool here, you might as well not even have a character. You will not have any forward advancement whatsoever. So I would recommend changing all of this to maintain all, and then going back through and picking out the 1 or 2 or 3 skills that you want to focus on initially and building those up. So that's what I've done. That's what I'm going to do. I've already gone through all my trees here and changed them all to maintain all, so they're either maintaining or they're not training. And now I'm going to go back through and pick 1 or 2 and turn those on. And the other thing I'm going to do initially is we're going to hit up a trainer here, because we need to learn the top skill here of each of these trees. That one's already learned, which is fine. But we need to learn those 2 in order to advance down those trees. So there's actually a trainer here in Brittany Central at the magic shop. And Triggle's on his backside again. Alright, now where's that trainer going? He's ducking up the here. Are you going to bed? You better not be going to bed, buddy. You can't sleep. Get back here. That's our adventure trainer. And these guys are all over the place, so wherever area you're in, they have an adventure trainer there. But if you advanced techniques includes re-attack and deck building. So I haven't talked to this guy yet with this person. Can give you the ability to tell me yes if you want or like to ability to have custom decks. So if you as a new player, you have not learned custom decks yet, so you want to talk to this trainer and click on custom decks, and he'll ask you if you want to learn it, and you just say yes. And now we've gotten some gold, we've received a helpful item, about free attacks, and we can make our custom decks now, which that's important moving forward. What else is important here? Advanced techniques, yes. We received more gold and more helpful information. So, and deck building. Okay, so we're good. We can build all the stuff. Now we want to train. So this is the part we're here for. So under the moon tree, if you click on that, it's 100 gold to learn a skill. And once you get down to the bottom, you need to talk to a master trainer, but that's a whole nother thing we'll talk about later. And we're going to pick up this skill, because in order to learn these skills, I need to get this one to level 20. And it tells you the prerequisites there. So we need to pick that one up. We need to pick up this one. And obviously tactics, we need to get down to here. So we're going to pick up, that one's already learned. And that one's already learned, because that will get us down to here. Mind lock. And what else do we need? Heavy armor, glancing blow. Actually, we need glancing blow too. And so 45 mind lock. I believe that's it. So we've started the initial stuff, and now we need to train our initial deck. We need to build our initial deck that we're going to go out on an adventure using to build up our pool to 1,000,002 like I want to do. And let's go back out here, see if Trickle's still on his backside, which he is. There he is. And let's see about building this deck here. We're going to use the initial skills that they gave us. So to build that deck, we're going to go combat decks here. And we already have one here. Let's modify that. And we're going to change this to Earth. The title. And we're going to use our current equipment, because, oh, one other thing I need to do here. So it auto assigns the wands to the first hand, and so if you're going to carry a second hand, you need to manually move it into place. So we have 2 wands here, and now we're going to use current equipment. So this build here, if I alternate between the builds and I come back to this one, it'll automatically, as long as this gear is in my inventory, it'll automatically put this gear on me. So these are the standard skills that I was given as a new character, which is fine. We can use these ones, but I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to remove this one. And we want to advance up the Earth tree, so we're going to throw Stone Fist in there. And we're going to use that initially. And we're going to keep them locked like this, because I only have one card of each right now at the low levels, so it's kind of pointless to do a unlock deck. So that's what we're going to go into the field, and this is what we're going to use initially. So as far as training goes, I want to build up my pool to that 1,000,002 like I said, but let's see, heavy armor, let's maintain all. That shouldn't have been training there. Yeah, you might want to double check your skill stuff and make sure there's nothing training that you don't want to train, because it'll drain that pool. That one's, I already turned that. So here's the thing, I'm ready to start training Stone Fist. I'm not going to train anything else, so when I'm out there adventuring, I'm going to be training Stone Fist. It will not deplete this pool. In fact, as I'm fighting stuff, I will probably be bringing in more experience than I'm taking out by training this. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to bring more experience coming in than just going out. And that'll allow you to train something while at the same time building this pool up. And so that'll allow me to train this up to 20, which will then allow me to unlock these. So I can train this up to 40, which will then allow me to unlock these, and so on and so forth. So that's my initial plan. And I think now we're ready to go out in adventures. So I will check back in a little while and give you an update on my progress. Okay, change of plan again. I got to looking at my my skills here, and since I first created this character, it's been about 2 days, and I've had work-related stuff that's been getting in the way of me actually starting my official day 1. So right now is official day 1, and in that time I've collected 2 days worth of that 10,000 experience a day. And so now, rather than go out adventuring, I'm going to start day 1 off by bringing up my Earth skill to level 20, and I'm going to bring up this skill to level 20 so I can unlock Dash, and I'm going to do that using a practice dummy here. And the first step is to create ourselves a training deck. So we go to combat decks here, and training dummies, you can find those in Soultown that are accessible to the public. Of course, if you have buddies that own property or anything like that, and they have dummies on them, or if you have your own property, then you can have a practice dummy. I'm on Shroud's property. He was nice enough to let me use it, and we're using his dummy. So here we go. Training deck is simply, for me, I'm going to train up Gust and the Earth one. The Earth one. My brain's not working right now. There it is. So just those two. And I'm going to say done. And it's only set as custom. But we're going to equip that one now. And now, when we go into it, and we have it targeted, if we hit Gust... Oh, let me look at my skills and make sure it's training. Yep, it's training. And the Earth one is training. Actually, if you right click on them and say track advancement on HUD, it brings it up over there. So we're going to do that. And the other one is under air. Track advancement on HUD. The thing with this one, it won't always you won't always get credit for it. But if you hit it enough times against a practice dummy, you will. That one I just did. There we go. You see, I got experience there. So I only need to raise this one 10 levels. This one needs to go the full 20 levels. So so there's one level there. So as these things come off cooldown, we're just going to activate them, and hopefully we're not sitting here practicing on this practice dummy for too long. So that one's coming up pretty quick. Excuse me. Yeah, that there's one doesn't hit so much. It might take a little. I bet you that one will get there first. Anyways, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to sit here at this practice dummy until I get these up to the appropriate level to unlock the next skills in line. So I will be back once I've reached that point. Okay, we've gotten those two up to level 20. So once we're done here, we'll go visit a trainer and learn the next skills along the path. And looking at my skills here, I'm going to actually bring this up to 22, which will start me down the path to this meteor shower. So that's my plan. So we need to get back into our combat deck here, and back into our training deck, and we're going to add that one. And you can either drag them from here to there, or you should be able to drag it from there to there. So that's usually easier. You can see everything clearly here rather than searching the deck this way. So there we go. That's on our, we're going to link our current equipment as well to this training deck. And we're going to rename this training deck a training deck, so I know what it is. Imagine that. So, training deck. Alright. So, and with this one, it's actually, you don't need a training dummy for this one because it's not targeting anything. You're just going into night vision. So, there we go. We leveled it 2 levels here. And I could dismiss it or I could not. And what I'm going to have to do is wait for it to come completely off of cooldown. Probably until it gets to level 10. And then I'll unlock the second glyph. Yeah, and we'll just keep applying it until this thing gets up to level 20. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, we have completed our initial training at the training dummy, and we're back at the adventure trainer to pick up the additional skills that we wanted to unlock. So I ended up doing night vision there, which unlocks all of these, and I'm going to do that. We're going to learn all of these, although we're not going to train them right at the moment. So those are all unlocked, and what I'm going to do now is right click and maintain all, because we don't want to train anything there yet. And then we're going to go up to Earth, we're going to unlock all these. So it's 100 gold to unlock each skill there. And what this will allow me to do is I can now put this one, which is going to be part of my final combat deck, into my deck and use it right now and train it as I'm building up my pool. So that's the whole point of that. So I'm going to right click here, maintain all these, and then we're going to turn this back on and track that on our HUD. And then I notice under life here, we can actually unlock this one right here, because these are both going to be on my main combat bar, and we might as well unlock that one too. But we're not going to train anything there yet, so maintain all for now. And anything else? I think that was it. We can unlock that. Yeah, so that's it for the time being. And what this means now is we need to visit our combat deck that we're going to be using out while we build up our pool. So let's go ahead and modify that. And I'm going to take this off, remove that, remove that, remove that, remove that. And we don't need Purify. So I'm going to move this over here. And under Heavy Armor, Glancing Blow is going to be on my final build. And Healing Ray is going to be on my final build. So we're going to move those there. And then Stone Arrow is going to be on my final build, but it's going to be one for now. And Fire Arrow as a filler for the time being. And where's the other one? The other one, Searing Ray for the time being. So this is just going to be initially while I'm building on my pool and leveling some stuff. Is going to be what I'm using for now until I get to Earthquake and unlock that, and until I get to Meteor Shower and unlock that. So actually there's one other thing. We're going to say done there. Where'd that trainer go? Where did you go? I think you went upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Actually, let me look here before I go upstairs and wake him up, because I think he's awake. Ah, yes. So we need to actually we need to learn this one too. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. We are a mage, and that's Enlightenment, and that's a buff to buff our intelligence stat. So we want to have that. There's that trainer. Talk to me, buddy. Train. And we need to go to there. And we need to train that. We might as well learn the rest of these too. We won't train them initially, but let's learn them for now. So maintain all. And yeah, we're good. So we're going to say goodbye to you. Pull up my glyph here. And find that sun skill. It's only level 1 right now, so it's not going to do much for me, but we're at 73 there, and when I buff that up, it buffs me to 78, so not a huge jump, and it'll stay there for 10 minutes and change. So not a huge jump, but every little bit helps, right? So now I think we're ready to go out to the field and actually do some leveling, some building up of that experience pool. And like I said, we're going to be training this Stone Arrow initially. And as long as I'm able to continue to grow my pool while that's training, then I'm going to continue training it. But if it gets to the point where, and I don't think it will, if it gets to the point where that pool is going down, then I'm going to turn that arrow off. Because my main objective is to get that experience pool up to 1.2 million or so before I begin my hardcore training of those skills. So I will see you at the location. I'm not sure where I'm going yet. I'm going to look around, find a spot, and then I will be back to show you guys where it's at. Alright, we've arrived at the location where we are going to do some leveling and building up our skill pool. It is a tier 3 area and it's Nightshade Pass. Mind you, I just created this character the other day. I've done 0 training with her except for that practice dummy training I did just a moment ago. And I am using my other character's armor set, and he's a mage too, so it's specific for magery with intelligence stats applied across the board. And I'm using a couple artifacts here. That gives me plus 22 intelligence, and this Dulles Hood gives me plus 22 intelligence. So I'm currently setting an intelligence of 83, which is not shabby. Mind you, this character was just created the other day. I'm going to repeat that because it's kind of important. And it's a tier 3 area. And I've already fought a couple things just to see if I could run a tier 3, and I can run Nightshade Pass with this character, who was just created the other day, like I said. So the armor set that you wear matters. It actually matters a lot. So if you can hook up with a good guild that can help you craft a pretty cool armor set or something like that, or you can find some on the market, I would strongly encourage you to buy an armor set and beef up yourself, because it actually does matter. This new character that was just created the other day, once again, is going to be running a tier 3 skull area. So, and I might jump to tier 4 here pretty soon. We shall see. At any rate, let's jump into it here. So, and I've actually decided to do something else as well. I'm going to be training these skills like this one that I use once in a while. I keep these training all the time because they will not deplete my pool enough. I mean, I apply it once every, in this case, 10 minutes. So that's not going to deplete my pool, so I keep that training. Skills like the life, I'm going to have these training as well. And since I may not be using them as frequently as attack skills, I could probably keep these training as well without having this pool going down at all. So currently that's what I'm training. I'm training this arrow here so I can get down to here. And that's it. So more than just one skill, probably like 4 skills training. But the whole goal is to keep that experience pool going up, because we wanted to get it up to about 1.2 million. So let's jump down here and see what we can do. So, oh, shouldn't be firing that off yet. Apply Glancing Blow, because that's my, get my damage avoidance up there. And sprint, so we can sprint around. See if there's anybody down here. There's that archer there, so let's apply a fire arrow to him, which is also a dot, a damage over time. Come on, apply the fire arrow. There we go. And now we hit him with that. See, we already hit him pretty good. And see that he's not doing too much damage to me, and he's like really dark orange. That means that, you know, I'm probably getting good experience from him, so. And he's dead, see? Tier 3, a character that was just created the other day with a good armor set. And I'm running tier 3, so that's what we're going to do. So, and when I'm done running for the day, I don't know how many hours I'm going to run. I'll check back with you and we'll see what kind of progress we've made. Currently my skill pool is sitting at 35,828, and we'll see what it's like at the end. Alright, we're going to call that day 1, and I spent some time out in Nightshade Pass, and I accumulated a bit of experience in here, almost 50,000, and then during that time I was only training fire a stone arrow at first, and I realized I was bringing in way more experience than I was putting out, so I ended up turning these skills on. So I got those up to those current levels there, and I think, did I, nope, I didn't train that one up. And anyways, at any rate, I ultimately went back to the place, the house, and hit that practice dummy up some more, and we finished that out to 40, and we unlocked this one, got Earthquake up to 30, so that's one of our main skills we're going to have on our deck when it's all said and done. And we also got this one up to 36, a couple more levels, and we can unlock this one, which is the other skill going to be on our main deck. So that's it for day 1, and I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to head out, group up with Shroud or somebody, and see if we hit up a 5-skull area and have her piggyback off him for a bit. That's a great thing in this game, that you can join a guild. Lunar Dragons is always recruiting, and then group up with people that are higher level than you, and they can you can tag along to like 5-skull areas and stuff that you wouldn't be able to do by yourself, but with them you can, and you can get experience much quicker. So that'll probably be tomorrow. So until then, don't forget to subscribe. There should be a link in the bottom of the screen, so click that link. If you like what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget that comment section. I appreciate all the feedback I get.